Today, we turn to an old problem that we never solved.
Why would an optical scientist set up shop in a crummy area like this?
I don't know. All I can tell you is the lenses are in there, and we need lenses for the solar batteries.
The last time we were searching for lenses, we helped a homeless man avoid going to jail for a crime he didn't commit. To show his gratitude, he gave us a nice old box camera that had everything we need except lenses. I believe we gave him points for trying, and we never actually told him what we were after.
Now we have protection in case the giant shows up.
He never has the 4 nights I checked the place out.
We seem to be back in story sequence after that little trip down memory lane last time, because it's now established that the giants have poor night vision. With the lights out, they should be able to sneak in through that vent, get what they need, and slip out without the giant seeing them. I do have a question. Mark said he scouted the place. Did he scout the dog?
Get inside.
I'm gonna go with no. Then I'm gonna go with why. That proves that dogs are smarter than humans. The dog has the good sense to get away from that. Steve is still standing there.
It's a danger for a silly piece of glass to energize solar batteries. You know it's not going to work anyway. We'll never get back to Earth.
Knock it off. And keep your voice down. Do you think you can stay here and keep a lookout?
Once again, I'm gonna go with no. But I guess we'll find out.
There they are. It's a long way up. We can use a stool. I couldn't ask for a better ladder.
Well, you could ask for one that has the rungs a little closer together. Sure glad we posted a lookout. Next time, bring Chipper instead. He's between them and the vent, so they have to hide and wait for an opportunity to get past him. At least the lights are out, so he can't see very well.
Well, visitors. 3 little snoopers from Professor Kayla. You felt secure because Kayla told you I could not see in the dark.
We've seen Michael Ansara several times on this channel, and he never disappoints, even with a mustache. Today, he's a disgraced scientist who works out of this dump because it's all he can afford. This Professor Kaler he keeps talking about was his nemesis, and you get the feeling that Kaler's shenanigans drove him a little,
You cannot hide. You cannot escape me. Professor Kaler and his friends thought my binoculars were no good. Now they are beginning to worry. They would like to steal my invention, so they sent you.
Something's wrong with his glasses. He can't see us. Come on.
his night vision goggles work great, except when they don't.
What's the matter? You fell asleep, that's what's the matter.
Would you like to leave me?
Steve, everybody has to be good at something, and you know the one thing Fitzhugh excels at is falling asleep. So,
duh.
All right, hide behind that sign.
He's heading right for us.
You're hiding on the wrong side of it.
How can we give it away from a giant that can see in the dark?
Behind the sign.
That took long enough. Too bad our giant can see them back there because they didn't think to crouch down.
Professor Kayla laughed at my idea for these binoculars. But you are not laughing, are you? You cannot escape from it.
Glass.
Get some rocks. Don't let him fix those glasses.
Not only will he not be able to fix them, the barrage of rocks will chase him away, and with a little effort and a lot of sweat, Mark has his lenses.
Well, what do you think, Mark? Is it the liquid or the lens that makes this thing work?
Well, a combination of the two, probably. The giant had this stuff sealed inside each barrel between the lenses. When he hit the switch, this liquid converted to a gas sensitive to infrared rays.
Mark has been doing what I always did when confronted with a new toy, taking it apart to see what makes it work. I'm not sure what his comment about the lenses means for him being able to use them. Right now, he's down a rabbit hole because these goggles have piqued his engineer's interest.
Why did it stop working?
I'm not sure. Faulty construction, possibly, or some instability in the converter liquid.
Steve says there are 2 more sets of those goggles in that place, and sooner or later, they're not going to have instability or faulty construction. We have to go back there and destroy them before he gets a chance to use them and find us.
Dan and I will go up, and then we'll lower the binoculars down to the 2 of you.
What if that giant shows up again?
Okay, at the first sign of trouble, everybody takes off. Is that understood?
Once again, it's an easy climb, and there's no sign of Professor Wackadoodle.
Now, how do we get them down?
Now, let's see. I'll use this spray can to climb to the file, and from there to the shelf.
We can all guess what else he's going to end up using that spray can for.
Everybody out!
Well, that didn't take long. Unfortunately, Steve didn't have the most graceful fall off that thing, and he has a nice lump on his head. Dan got away, though, so he and the others will head back to the ship and plan a rescue/demolition operation. Our mad scientist used a piece of his watch chain and a nail to anchor Steve to the table. Let the interrogation begin.
I am murderer, as you know. Which of my enemies do you and your friends work for? Professor Kaler, yes?
I don't know any Professor Kaler.
Do not lie to me!
When I was a kid, for a brief time there was this joke going around called Let's Play Communist Spy. You sit some guy in a chair and say, "What's your name?" "Joe." "Joe what?" "Joe Blow." Then you slap him in the face like this and say, "You lie!" This guy reminds me of that for some reason.
I never heard of Professor Kaler before tonight. In fact, I never heard of your name until you just told me.
I'm no fool.
No, but you are crazy.
Kaler has access to captured Earthmen through his friends in government. He's afraid I might surpass him.
Why would that be something for him to fear?
The Academy of Sciences. Kaler laughed when I spoke of my theory about being able to see in the dark. All his friends laughed. They forced me out of the Academy. They forced me out of the Academy.
Now suddenly he reminds me of Dr. Frankenstein. He refuses to believe the little people aren't working for Dr. Kaler.
Where are your friends? Answer me, where are your friends?
I'm not telling you that.
With these, I will find them. And with something else.
In the history of drama, there have probably been a little more than a double handful of people who could truly be considered masters of the evil laugh. I consider Michael Ansara one of them. His is so effective because he didn't overplay it. He gave us one riff there, and just as you're waiting for more, he's gone, leaving you to think, "Oh crap, I'm in trouble." I've looked at his bio elsewhere, but I can't think where off the top of my head, so you'll just have to watch a bunch more of my videos to find it.
Help! I'm caught! Help!
Stitch you!
Let me loose from here!
Look out, the dog!
Who knew they'd have to tell him to run around the bush and not through it? And of course, Fitzhugh can't just crouch down and hide inside the bush. He has to thrash around and scream like a lovesick moose until the professor and the dog both find him.
Shh! You can't help Fitzhugh anyhow.
We'll carry the little man back to the laboratory.
Dan isn't too happy to see these three out here.
Well, we heard the dog and we didn't know what it was.
You just said it was a dog.
We thought we might be able to help.
You could have made things worse than they are. Now get back to the ship and stay there until we arrive.
Jawohl, mein Herr.
Dan, please rescue the captain and Mr. Fitzhugh.
We'll try, Barry.
I believe your next words to the ladies should be, I'm sorry. They won't be, but they should be.
Now I have two of you. Tomorrow I will gather the others. You know you cannot escape from me with my glasses, you stupid little earthlings.
It wasn't your glasses that caught me, you numbskull. It was your confounded dog.
You're both wrong. It was a plant that was smarter than he was.
Listen to me, fat little Earthman. There is nothing wrong with my glasses, nothing!
Of course there isn't, you big overgrown slob. Except that it doesn't work. Fitzhugh. We've had the same thing on Earth for years. It's called infrared, and it does work. Because it's developed by scientists worthy of the name. And not maniacs who don't know what they're doing.
Looks like Fitzhugh has reached his breaking point. He's tired of being pushed around, and he's tired of these idiot giants and their archaic technology. While the giant is throwing a fit and threatening to feed them to his dog, Steve has seen something incredible in the glasses. But before he can show it to Fitzhugh, the glasses fail again.
I'm telling you, Fitzhugh, I saw it. It's plain as day.
What is it? What did you see? Tell me. Tell me what you saw!
I saw Earth.
This is going to get a little frustrating because that's all he'll tell us. Did he see the entire globe? Did he see a city he recognized? Did he see Raquel Welch? What exactly did he see? We won't find out. He'll just keep saying, I saw Earth. Steve seems genuinely excited. He wants to help the professor perfect these goggles because he's invented something even more significant than he thought. To that end, he has a plan.
No matter what you hear me tell the giant, no matter what, and if you get out of here, you're to give this message to Dan. And tell him it's an order. He's to do exactly as it says.
Is that clear?
Yes, Captain.
The giant is outside, tying the dog up near that vent they were using to go in and out. When he comes back in, Steve lays out his idea.
Your friends were here. They will not come back.
But you made a big mistake fighting them off.
What do you mean?
And you want a way for these night glasses of yours to work all of the time. Not just some of the time.
You have the answer to that also?
No. Not I. Neither does he.
What you just said?
Just listen.
Those two words could solve a lot of this guy's problems. He tells the giant about Mark and what a scientific genius he is. He says, send Fitzhugh to find him and tell him I ordered him to come here. If he refuses, you still have me as a hostage. How can you pass up a deal like that? Remove the ring. Leave the leg. At the ship, Steve's note says pretty much what you expected.
It's an order from Steve. For the safety of our party, the giant must be destroyed. His laboratory and everything in it.
Including Steve. They all know it, and they all know why it's necessary, even if it is that costly.
I've known Steve a long time. And he doesn't write notes like this to be melodramatic. So we'll do exactly as he wants us to. Unless we can find a way to get him out of there without killing the rest of us.
I don't remember that unless part. Maybe he didn't read the whole thing to us. Mark can whomp up some black powder explosive and a landing flare for a fuse. The trick is getting it into that vent where it can do its job. Step 1, de-dogification. They had had some giant rabbit meat that they had been saving. It makes perfect bait. While Mark is giving the dog his appetizer, Dan is undoing the leash. There's a fire hydrant over by that other place, and they'll lure the dog to the right spot and then tie him up to it. Well, at least they left him with a place to pee. Meanwhile, Fitzhugh has made it inside with the explosives. Steve is sitting down to wait for the kaboom, but his pals aren't ready to do that yet.
Where is that scientist, Wilson? If he does not appear in 1 minute, I'll tear you apart with these pliers.
What makes him think Steve in here has any control over what Mark might be doing out there? Your guess is as good as mine. He's sadistic and crazy enough that he won't wait the full minute either. He'll start torturing Steve with them within a few seconds. So not only is he crazy, he can't tell time.
Confess. Wilson is not coming, is he?
What do I do? Press this lever.
That giant's waiting for me, so I'm going to show up.
Mark has a plan. It involves Dan and Fitzhugh bolting the door to the storage room. Dan says, "Consider it done." Fitzhugh says, what he said. Mark goes around, throws a few rocks at the front door, and announces himself.
I examined your binoculars. I know what's wrong. The chemicals you used were unstable. You should use others. Let me show you. I'll demonstrate.
What chemicals?
I'll mix them myself. You can watch while I do it.
You want me to take you into the storeroom?
Yes. If that's where you keep your chemicals.
Mark knows all about chemicaling. He was captain of the chemicaleering team in college. He's so good at chemicaling, in the storeroom he doesn't even need to read labels. He just points at a bottle and says, "That one." Amazing.
This is the right one.
He can tell because this one is a white powder. The other one is a white powder. That's how you tell them apart. If they ever get back to Earth, they plan to take their high ruler walking act on the road.
I think it's dangerous. The two elements are antagonistic.
Not when mixed with H2O. You think I want to harm myself?
Professor, you have just discovered another invention that we perfected a long time ago on Earth, the smoke bomb. As the smoke builds, Mark slips under the door, but the professor can't get out because the door is bolted from the other side. It won't hold him for long, especially after he discovers a fire axe by the door, but it'll hold long enough. Fitzhugh is standing by the explosives, ready to trigger the bomb and run if the giant gets out before they can free Steve. But they're going to keep trying until the last possible second. Mark has gotten some of the black powder and is using it to try and blow the chain apart. And just so we're clear, he'll try to blow apart a section of the chain that isn't around Steve's leg. He's almost through. Let's get down to that vent, collect Fitzhugh, and blow this joint. No, I just meant get out of here. Okay, I suppose you can take it both ways.
Good thing that stupid giant believed your story about seeing the Earth through his glasses.
He wasn't as stupid. I did see her.
And we still don't know exactly what he means by that. Will we follow up on it? Not as far as I've seen so far, but I haven't finished watching the series at this point. I can tell you the next episode won't mention it, but that's as much as I can say as of this filming. On a personal note, I admit after all the stuff we left dangling through 3 seasons of Lost in Space, I don't have high hopes. Hey, thanks for watching. If you like what you see, please click the thumbs up. It really does help the channel. If you're not subscribed yet, the button looks something like this. So click it and join our little family. There's a bell there that may or may not actually work to give you notifications when we post something, but it can't hurt to click it just in case. You can also join our Patreon for as little as $2 a month and help me keep expanding and improving the channel. The link is in the description, along with links to a lot of other fun stuff I do. Again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.